Thought we would just do something a little off the cuff this evening, one of my favorite Christmas passages. Turn to Ephesians 4. Now, you're probably thinking, I've read Ephesians 4 and I don't remember anything in that chapter having anything to do with the birth of Christ. Well, let me read you the passage that I want to have you look at, and then you will be even more confirmed that there's nothing here dealing with the birth of Christ. The passage I want you to look at, Ephesians 4, verse 7 down through verse 10. If you know anything about the book of Ephesians, you know that the first three chapters basically concern what God has done for us. And then the last three chapters, almost half and half, deals with our duty towards God. The first half has hardly any commands, anything of that nature in it. It's all about what God has done for us through Christ. But then when we get to chapter 3, that all switches, and now we're dealing with very practical matters, and especially the section right before us that we took these verses out of, dealing with the church. And the book of Ephesians, very strange when it talks about the church, because about a half a dozen times the word church is found here. And honestly, I don't think any of those 5 or 6 times deals with what we call the local church. A local congregation, that's what the word means, an assembly, congregation. Every single time you see it, it seems to be dealing with something much, much larger. And you'll see that back, hold your finger here in chapter 4. If you don't watch it, I'm going to go to preaching here. But at the end of Ephesians 1, where we're talking about Christ being raised, look at verse 20. God raising his Son from the dead and setting him at his right hand in heavenly places. Verse 21, far above all principality and power and might and dominion